मोहम्मद अब्दुल्ला।
Sir, Indian Institute of Science, Education Research were announced in the year of 2006 and were further declared as Institute of National Importance in 2012 to promote them as a leading institute of country for science, education and research. As of date, IISERs have been established at only 7 locations in the country, which is not enough for the promotion of science, education and technology. But no such central institutions has been set up in Pudukkottai district of Tamil Nadu, which is one of the centrally located district of Tamil Nadu. Hence, it should be given an IISER institute to promote the region. The union government also has enough land available to set up the same, and the establishment of IISER in the Pudukkottai will augment the existing NIT in Tiruchirappalli, which has been saturated over the years. Sir, IISER Pudukkottai and NIT Trichy's close coordination can rapidly advance the research and development in the science sector for the benefit and development of the country, sir. So hence, I call upon the union government to open an IISER in Pudukkottai at the earliest, sir. And also, sir, we are the very first princely state which joined with India, sir. But till now, we don't get even a small benefit from the union government, sir. You should take care of us. After 75 years, I am requesting. Thank you, sir.
श्री जयंत चौधरी।
महोदय, बहुत भारी मन से और मजबूरी में इस विषय को यहाँ सदन में रख रहा हूँ। मैं जिक्र कर रहा हूँ 3 अक्टूबर 2021 का, जहाँ उत्तर प्रदेश के लखीमपुर में तिकनिया में आंदोलनकारियों पे पीछे से एक गाड़ी आती है और उन्हें रौंद के चली जाती है। ये ऐसी घटना है जिसे लखीमपुर नरसंहार से के नाम से पूरे देश में जिसकी चर्चा बनी और देश के किसानों को इस घटना ने झकझोर करके रख दिया। गौर करने की बात यह है कि 1 दिसंबर 2022 अभी जो शीतकालीन सत्र विधानसभा में चला है, हमारे ही दल के विधानमंडल नेता विधायक श्री राजपाल बालियान जी ने, सेट का सब्जेक्ट नहीं है, मुझे कंप्लीट करने दीजिए, उन्होंने मांग रखी, उन्होंने एक प्रश्न पूछा, मुख्यमंत्री जी से, उन्होंने मुख्यमंत्री जी से सवाल पूछा। ये आतंकित प्रश्न की कॉपी में आपको उपलब्ध करा दूं।
Honorable members, can I make an appeal? And can I be assured that if I make something reasonable, indicate something which is in your heart, why should we jump? And why should there be interruption? So let it be both sides. If an honorable member is making something by way of a statement on the floor of this house, and it is objectionable, exceptional, should not be upright, there is a way to deal with it. I am here to take care of it. But to raise it in a chorus, this side and that side, I would expect the honorable members to conserve their energy, which is needed elsewhere, and display it as much as you can.
धन्यवाद सभापति जी। कोई भी बात असंसदीय में नहीं करूंगा तो आपका अधिकार बनता है। अतारांकित प्रश्न मुख्यमंत्री जी से पूछा गया और ये पूछा गया कि क्या जो घायल किसान हैं उनको सरकार की तरफ से कोई सरकारी मुआवजा मिला है, क्या जो मृतक किसान थे इस घटना में उनके परिजनों को कोई सरकारी नौकरी दी गई। मैं आपके संज्ञान में लाना चाहता हूं कि खुद सरकार ने यह वादा इस घटनाक्रम के बाद वहां किसानों के बीच पहुंचकर अपने वरिष्ठ अधिकारियों को भेजकर यह वादा किया था कि 10 लाख रुपए का मुआवजा हर एक घायल को दिया जाएगा। जो 4 मृतक किसान थे उनके परिवारजनों में एक सरकारी नौकरी दी जाएगी। 1 साल बीत चुका है लेकिन अब तक सरकारी कार्रवाई इस पर कुछ हुई नहीं है। मुख्यमंत्री जी का खुद इस पर जवाब आया कि ऐसी कार्रवाई प्रदेश सरकार अब तक नहीं ले पाई। तो मैं मांग करना चाहता हूं गृह मंत्री जी से, यहाँ सदन के नेता अभी मौजूद थे, इन्हें सवाल पूछना चाहिए क्योंकि बहुमत की सरकार आप ही की प्रदेश में है। उनसे जवाब मांगिए अब तक उन्होंने कार्रवाई क्यों नहीं की, क्योंकि ये बात हमारी आपकी नहीं है। ये बात मैं कंक्लूड कर रहा हूं सर, ये बात हमारी आपकी नहीं है। सरकार पे जनता विश्वास क्यों करे अगर आप सरकार वादे पूरे नहीं करेगी। धन्यवाद।
श्री राघव चड्डा। श्री राघव चड्डा।
सर, श्री गुरु नानक देव जी का परम पवित्र स्थान श्री करतारपुर साहब सर, श्री गुरु नानक देव जी का परम पवित्र स्थान श्री करतारपुर साहब का लांघा जब आज से कुछ साल पहले खोला गया तो सिर्फ हम पंजाबी ही नहीं सर, बल्कि पूरा देश, पूरी दुनिया बाबा नानक के रंग में रंग गई। हर नौजवान इस देश का, हर बच्चा, हर बुजुर्ग बाबा नानक के गुरु घर में जाकर, श्री करतारपुर साहब में जाकर दर्शन करना चाहता है, मत्था टेकना चाहता है, और कोई भी इससे वंचित नहीं रहना चाहिए सर। बल्कि हम लोग तो एक बार नहीं, बार बार जाकर वहां जाकर मत्था टेकना चाहते हैं। लेकिन 3 समस्याएं आज हर श्रद्धालु के, हर संगत के हर सदस्य को झेलनी पड़ती हैं जब वो गुरु घर जाता है, श्री करतारपुर साहब जाता है मत्था टेकने। पहली समस्या है सर पासपोर्ट की। आपको पासपोर्ट होना आपके पास अनिवार्य है। अगर पासपोर्ट नहीं है तो आप वो लांघा पार करके श्री करतारपुर साहब नहीं जा सकते, आपको इजाजत नहीं दी जाती है। मुझे लगता है कि अगर भारत सरकार पाकिस्तान की सरकार से बातचीत करे, ये मुद्दा उठाए, जब लांघा खोला ही है, जब संगत के लिए एक फैसिलिटी तैयार करी है कि वो गुरु घर में जाकर मत्था टेक सकें, दर्शन कर सकें, तो इस पासपोर्ट की जो कंडीशन है इसे वेव किया जाए। आधार कार्ड जैसे किसी भी आइडेंटिटी कार्ड को इसे वैलिड आईडी कार्ड बनाकर इस्तेमाल किया जाना चाहिए। दूसरी बड़ी समस्या यह है सर कि आज हर श्रद्धालु को $20 की फीस देनी पड़ती है। आज डॉलर वैसे ही आप जानते हैं कि 80 के पार हो चुका है। हमारी सरकार की इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज के चलते 80 के पार डॉलर हो गया है। अगर एक शख्स को $20 की फीस देकर दर्शन करने जाना पड़े तो 1600 रुपए से अधिक उसकी जेब से लगता है। अब मान लीजिए सर कि एक परिवार में 5 सदस्य हैं, वो हर साल जाना चाहते हैं, तो साल का एक परिवार का 8000 रुपए का खर्चा होगा। मैं सरकार से अनुरोध करता हूं कि ये $20 की जो फीस है इसे वेव किया जाए और संगत के हर सदस्य को वहां जाने की अनुमति दी जाए। और आखिरी समस्या है सर, जो रजिस्ट्रेशन का ऑनलाइन प्रोसेस है वो बड़ा मुश्किल है, कम्बरसम है, उसे सरल किया जाए ताकि संगत और गुरु घर के बीच में जितनी दूरियां हैं वो मिटाई जाएं। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर।
डॉक्टर अशोक वाजपेयी।
माननीय सभापति महोदय, आपकी अनुज्ञा से मैं एक लोक महत्व का विषय सदन के संज्ञान में रखना चाहता हूं। महोदय, पिछले दिनों देखा गया है कि देश में आगजनी की घटनाएं बड़ी संख्या में बढ़ी हैं। आज चाहे एक समय था जब हम लोगों का बचपन था, गांव में जहां फूस के छप्पर हुआ करते थे, फूस के घर होते थे, आग लग जाया करती थी। खेतों खलिहानों में आग लग जाती थी, क्यों खलिहान कई महीने तक चलते थे। लेकिन अब वहाँ मकान पक्के हो गए, वहाँ पर खलिहानों में की जरूरत नहीं होती, कंपाइन मशीन आ गई, तो तत्काल किसान अपनी फसल लेकर के घर आ जाता है। लेकिन शहरों में आज जो बड़ी बड़ी अट्टालिकाएं हैं, मल्टी स्टोरीड बिल्डिंग है, उनमें आग लग रही है। मान्यवर, अभी पिछले दिनों लखनऊ में एक लवाना होटल है, उस होटल में आग लगी। जो वहाँ गेस्ट टिके हुए थे उनको निकलने तक का रास्ता नहीं था, कहीं जाने चली गई। सड़क पर चलती हुई गाड़ियों में आग लग रही। मान्यवर, ये शॉर्ट सर्किट एक ऐसी समस्या बन गई है कि आज कोई भी बिल्डिंग उसमें सुरक्षित नहीं। बड़ी बड़ी बिल्डिंगों में, बड़ी बड़ी गोदामों में, कारखानों में आए दिन आग की घटनाएं सुनने को मिलती हैं और उसमें अरबों रुपए की हमारी संपत्ति की क्षति होती है और बहुत बहुमूल्य जाने जा रही हैं। तो मान्यवर, मैं चाहूंगा इस विषय पर सरकार चिंता करे कि कैसे आज ये बढ़ती हुई जो आगजनी की घटनाएं हैं, इन पर कैसे अंकुश लगाया जा सकता है और इसके लिए सरकार संज्ञान लेने का काम करे। ये मैं आपने मौका दिया, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
डॉक्टर फौजिया खान।
Thank you very much, Chairman, sir. Sir, the National Policy for Rare Diseases was finalized and notified by the Ministry for Health and Family Welfare on 30th of March 2021. Sir, subsequently, the Ministry increased the funding support of rupees 50 lakh per patient for all categories of rare disease patients in May this year. I must thank the Ministry for having honored the request of a group of Parliament members who have been requesting this time and again. But, sir, even after several months of announcement, not a single patient diagnosed with life-threatening rare genetic disorders has so far been put on life-saving treatment. This unending delay and lack of urgency on the part of the centers of excellence, sir, has not only claimed several innocent young lives, but also endangered the survival prospects of close to 415 odd patients, largely children, diagnosed with life-threatening rare disease conditions, including lysosomal storage disorders, Gaucher disease, Pompe disease, MPS 1 and 2, Fabry disease. An analysis of the crowdfunding platform and initiative of the Ministry reveals that close to 190 odd patients diagnosed with ultra-rare genetic conditions, including LDS, could be immediately put on life-saving therapy, thereby reducing the risk of loss of life, sir, and the ongoing anxiety that subsequently comes in. Patients without any institutional support are otherwise left with no option but to wait for the inevitable without any institutional support, sir. A majority of these patients have been diagnosed with Gaucher disease, for which the Drugs Controller General of India approved therapy is available for many years. Several centers of excellence, sir, including the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, Maulana Azad Medical College, New Delhi, Sanjay Gandhi Postgraduate Institute of Medical Sciences, Lucknow, Center for DNA Fingerprinting and Diagnostics, with Nizam's Institute of Medical Sciences, etc., are yet to seek financial support for patients diagnosed with life-threatening diseases, sir. Sir, group 3 conditions, at least for those conditions which approved therapy is available under 50 lakhs, are currently available in India. So just 1 minute. This is despite several reminders from the Ministry. I would like to ask the Ministry to consider 2-3 points. One is that the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare should issue urgent instructions to the centers of excellence to treat 190 odd.
Srimati Vandana Chavan.
Thank you, sir. Sorry that I am late. So several cities in our country have witnessed a dire brunt of the impacts of climate change since the last few years. So on the one side, they are hit by unprecedented floods due to changed rainfall patterns in the form of heavy and torrential rains or cloudbursts or even storms in some of the cities which have never seen it before. So all this results in loss of property, loss of life, and of course, needless to say, stripping the poor of their every belonging. So on the other side, our cities have also experienced heat waves. Increased temperatures or severe heat waves cause serious impacts on health, productivity at work, and even deaths. Every such event hit the headlines, and then as soon as the water and the heat is down, it is forgotten and life carries on till the next event happens. So I come from the city of Pune. We have experienced severe floods in various parts for the last 4 years, killing and displacing people, sir, and destroying property worth crores. In a carbon inventory report, our city prepared by Terry shows that Pune will have 32% increase in rain by 2030, which is unaccounted for in the developmental process, sir. As far as heat waves are concerned, the World Bank in a very recent report has said severe heat waves responsible for thousands of deaths across India over the last few decades are increasing with alarming rate, and soon the country could become the first place in the world to experience heat waves that break the human survivability limit. This is extremely serious, sir. Rampant urbanization and not giving attention to capacity building of the administrative agencies, haphazard and unscientific development, mushrooming of illegal constructions, disregard to natural features, rampant deforestation, cementing and capping of roads and land are becoming the main recipe for flooding and heating. Some of the policies of the government, sir, with one-size-fits-all approach, example, applying TOD, the transit-oriented development, which has come in recently, an increase in FSI 4 times just to make a metro financially feasible, with absolutely no regard as to the carrying capacity of that particular city. And what is the kind of water and infrastructure which goes along with it, which is required. This will make our cities grossly unhealthy and non-livable. So we have to stop this as of now, and the time is now, sir. Sir, you have made a wonderful beginning in the last 3 years, the last 3 days. We have been deliberating on exceptionally important bills which address sustainability, thereby making the commitment of this House, every parliamentarian, to our planet and to our future generations. So I appeal to the government.
Honorable members, I go back 3 decades when I was a member of parliament in the 9th Lok Sabha. We used to have heroes of 0 hour because they used to be extempore and they used to be very brief. Now it is structured. Let us confine to that. Shri Satish Chandra Dubey. 30 seconds.
आदरणीय सभापति महोदय, आपने मुझे शून्यकाल में बात रखने का
every member, my senior colleague, would stand in affirmation, sir.
Good.
Sir, and this is again.
Shri Satish Chandra Dubey.
आदरणीय सभापति महोदय, आपने शून्यकाल में मुझे बात रखने का मौका दिया, इसके लिए धन्यवाद। महोदय, बिहार राज्य में पिछले कुछ महीनों से हो रहे हत्या, लूट, डकैती, बलात्कार, अत्याचार जैसे गंभीर मामलों का ध्यान आकृष्ट करना चाहता हूं। समूचे बिहार की जनता डरी और सहमी हुई है। न जाने कब किसकी हत्या हो जाए, किसके साथ लूटपाट हो जाए, किस बच्चे का अपहरण हो जाए, किसी ने कुछ पता भी नहीं है। भय का माहौल बना है, व्याप्त हो रहा है। रात्रि 8 बजे से हो या दिन हो, किसी को घर से निकलना सुरक्षित नहीं है। 1990 से लेकर 2005 तक शासनकाल में जो हुआ करता था, आज कमोबेश वही हो रहा है। 2 दिसंबर 2022 को गृह जिला पश्चिमी चंपारण नरकटियागंज अपराधियों द्वारा नगर परिषद के सभापति प्रत्याशी राजेश श्रीवास्तव की गोली मारकर हत्या कर दी गई। अगले दिन
Honorable members, I can appreciate. Honorable members, honorable members, kindly take your seat. Kindly take your seat. Take your seat. Kindly resume your seat. Kindly take your seat. Honorable members, can I appeal to you? It will never be nice for me to every time make an appeal. Can you imagine my pain? I am getting input from everyone all over the country. What happens here? You will get from select category, I will get from everyone. As an exceptional situation, I gave the honorable member 30 seconds. I hope he would make his input. We are not to ignite things. We have to douse fire everywhere. If we become the epicenter of it, where it will lead us? I have indicated you shall never have a grievance to put across your point. There are rules available, mechanisms available. There is no member in the House I say without fear of contradiction, who has reached out to me and has not had his say on that day. I invariably accommodate him or her. If I find a member is not here, I skip that name, look at when she or he is here, and give the platform. Please follow decorum. I will be very patient. I will be very persuasive. I will never take a judgmental view. But I have your strength. Once I take a judgmental view, friends, pardon me, I do it on your strength. I will not reverse it. It will be a tough call for me. I am sure you will help me act as a rational mind. I will respect your sentiments. We have two very distinguished people in the House by way of their designation, leader of the House, leader of the opposition. We have the former Prime Minister. I have declared on the floor of this House that these three honorable gentlemen, one of them is not here, Dr. Manmohan Singh, if they rise, I will not look at the rule book. I said so in your presence. And all of you have access to them. My ears will be open to most difficult situation coming from this side or from them. But if you start making it the way you are doing it, you are entitled. Do it in my chamber. I come at 10 o'clock every day. I am available here during lunch. Do I take it now that we will exemplify our conduct to a level that everyone will say, yes, upper house is a role model of decorum, discipline. It is a theater for dialogue, debate, deliberation and discussion. Thank you. Come on.
पश्चिमी चंपारण नरकटियागंज के अपराधियों के द्वारा नगर परिषद के सभापति प्रत्याशी राजेश श्रीवास्तव की गोली मारकर हत्या कर दी गई। अगले दिन एक होटल संचालक बेतिया के सूरज बैठा की हत्या जिले में हो गई। 7 दिसंबर को दिन दिहाड़े एसबीआई बैंक को लूट हो गई। भागलपुर में सरेआम महिलाओं को टांगी से काट के कुल्हाड़ी से काट के मार दिया गया। आज जंगल राज पार्ट 2 पे बिहार चल पड़ा है। अतः आपसे आग्रह करना चाहता हूं कि मैं सत्याग्रह की धरती चंपारण से आता हूं और उस पवित्र धरती को बिहार की महागठबंधन की सरकार आज जो कलंकित करने की काम कर रही है, इससे बड़ा दुर्भाग्य कुछ नहीं हो सकता है। बिहार की सरकार हमारी बातें सुनेगी नहीं और इस सदन में बात रखेंगे नहीं, आखिर कहां रखेंगे? मैं आपसे निवेदन करता हूं कि इस पे पहल करके इस समस्या का निदान किया जाए। धन्यवाद।
Honorable members, one second, would you take your seat? Honorable members, I think all that I said has not been appreciated. If someone engages into an act of indiscretion or something that is not expected, that can happen. I am here to look. I am here to visit that person with exemplary consequences. I have gone to the extent of saying that I can be judgmental. You don't allow me. If the honorable member has said something, I will examine it completely. But if you are on your feet physically and do it, that is never done. Please. Jairam ji, you know it more than I do. Even when things come on record, there are consequences that emanate. Things can't be examined in the heat or passion. If a point is raised, if anyone has a grievance with respect to anyone making a reflection here, take recourse to rules. And even if you do not take recourse to rules, on my own I examine. I had the occasion to indicate day before, two of the honorable members came with identical special mentions. I am looking into it. My office is doing more work for it so that we bring about synergical approach. Dr. V. Siddhasivam. Shivdasan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And I know, I don't believe in Shakespeare who says there is nothing in name. Everything is in name. Shivdasan.
Yes. The pronunciation is the matter, sir.
Go ahead.
He is Dasan of Shiva.
Respected Chair of this August House, I am coming from Kannur, from Kerala state, where the largest number of libraries are functioning in India. The public libraries are the strongest public spaces in the world. Public libraries should be developed as a community center for the knowledge production, skill development, entertainment, and physical education. But in our nation, the number of libraries is very less, and the condition of existing libraries are not at all good. Respected sir, in various parts of the country, the local self-governments are giving some assistance to the public libraries. In rural India, the libraries are working because of this assistance of the local self-governments. But the union government, they are not giving any financial assistance to the states, governments, or the local self-government for the public libraries and public cultural institutions in rural area. Earlier, local self-governments have had some income through the collection of tax, like entertainment tax. Even though it was a meager amount, it is taken by the union government through GST. Sir, then how the libraries will function or how the libraries will survive? Respected Chair, look at the salary of the librarians in the public libraries in our country. Sir, they are getting very meager amount as in the name of honorarium. It is given by the state government. The union government is ready to allocate the proper amount for the salary of the librarians in public libraries in rural India. Respected Chair, the amount of the salary of the librarians in local areas, public libraries, should be increased. Sir, the union government should provide sufficient amount for fund to the states for resources to the libraries. The basic facility should be ensured for the librarians. Some libraries in Kerala are functioning exceptionally well through the initiative of the common people, sir. But in many other parts of India, the situation is very different. So librarians can play a major role. The libraries can play a major role, emancipate the Indian people from illiteracy.
Shri Neeraj Dangi.
नो यूज यार। धन्यवाद सभापति महोदय, जो आपने मुझे ये महत्वपूर्ण मामला सदन में साझा करने की अनुमति प्रदान की है। और मैं समझता हूं कि ये मामला सदन के हर सदस्य का है और निश्चित रूप से हर सदस्य इस पीड़ा से वाकिफ भी है। भारत सरकार द्वारा अक्टूबर 2014 में प्रधानमंत्री आदर्श ग्राम योजना की शुरुआत की गई थी, जिसके तहत प्रत्येक सांसद को एक गांव जो है गोद लेकर के उसे मॉडल गांव की तरह विकसित किए जाने के लिए उसे गोद लेना था। लेकिन इस योजना में ग्राम पंचायत को विकसित करने के लिए अलग से किसी प्रकार के बजट का कोई प्रावधान नहीं है। ग्रामीण विकास मंत्रालय ने जो है कॉमन रिव्यू मिशन CRM के तहत इस योजना का एक अध्ययन कराया गया और इस अध्ययन के तहत ये पाया गया था कि जो वर्तमान प्रारूप है इस योजना का वो सक्षम नहीं है कि इस योजना के वांछित उद्देश्यों को प्राप्त करने के लिए, और जो धन की कमी है उसके चलते ग्रामीण अवसंरचना जो है उस ग्राम को विकसित करने के लिए वो महत्वपूर्ण प्रभाव इस विकास के लिए नहीं डाल पा रही है।
इस अध्ययन टीम में सेवानिवृत्त नौकरशाह, शिक्षाविद और विभिन्न अनुसंधान संगठनों के सदस्य शामिल हैं। ऐसी परिस्थितियों में योजना के मौजूदा प्रारूप को जो है किस प्रकार से देखा जाए, उसमें उन खामियों को किस तरह से पूरा किया जाए और पिछड़े इलाकों में आधारभूत सुविधाएं मुहैया कराया जाए, ये जो है बहुत ही मुश्किल साबित हो रहा है। जब तक इस प्रारूप को बदला नहीं जाता है, सांसदों के लिए गोद लेना, मैं समझता हूं कि किसी गांव को गोद लेना संभव नहीं हो पा रहा है। सांसदों के एमपी फंड से संपूर्ण संसदीय क्षेत्र के साथ साथ एक गांव को मॉडल गांव में विकसित करना जो है इस योजना से संभव नहीं हो पा रहा है, वो सिर्फ एक परिकल्पना मात्र रह गया है। यही कारण है कि देश की 2,55,000 ग्राम पंचायतों में से अब तक 5 चरणों के तहत सांसदों द्वारा केवल अब तक 1855 ग्राम पंचायतों का ही चयन हो पाया है। यदि भारत सरकार सही मायने में बेहतरीन तरीके से ग्राम पंचायतों को विकसित करना चाहती है तो सबसे पहले एक आदर्श गांव जो है उसका एक मॉडल तैयार किया जाए और उसके तहत ही उस ग्राम में लगने वाले बजट का अलग से प्रावधान करें, ताकि प्रत्येक सांसद प्रति वर्ष एक ग्राम को गोद लेकर के उसे भली भांति विकसित कर सके। मैं माननीय सभापति महोदय आपके माध्यम से भारत सरकार से आग्रह करना चाहूंगा कि इस योजना के बेहतर क्रियान्वयन के लिए इसे गंभीरता से ले और इसके लिए अलग से एक बजट का प्रावधान करें।
डॉक्टर अमर पटनायक।
Thank you, Chairman, sir. So I'll be very brief. Sir, yesterday, the issue of cyber attack at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences at Delhi was raised. So my thought on this is that it should not be treated as an isolated incident of a cyber attack. So currently, the figure states that 77% of Indian companies were hit by cyber threats during the festive season of 2021. That was the McAfee Enterprise and FireEye report. The National Cybercrime Reporting Portal saw a rise of 15.3% in reported complaints during the second quarter of 2022 compared to the first quarter. That's about 2,37,658 complaints. So it's a rising, issue of concern, and it is all the more important because we have been entering into various PPP models, not only in the hospitality, not only in the medical sector, but in railways, airways, and various public facilities and public utilities. So the point here is we have to look at this issue from 3 points. One, whether the current existing IT securities are adequate. Number two, whether they can be recovered. Actually, we should not stop at this. We have to also think about business continuity planning. How quickly, how fast the normal operation can be restored. It is not adequate just to recover the IT system. In the AIMS case, this is what is happening. There are long queues at OPD, at the billing counters, and the doctors also do not know what to do. So the most important thing here, therefore, is we publicly declare our business continuity plans in the event of attacks on our servers, along with mechanisms that establishes a timeline for resuming the normal operations. This is what happens in the United States. This is what happens in the UK. And I think we should take the advantage of the G20 to raise this issue for international collaboration on this particular aspect. So I re-emphasize that what is more important is to how quickly we recover the critical operations of the hospital. And that should be publicly declared. And then for a full-scale operation, whatever is the time taken. And this is not just for government to do, so this is for all private sector to do. So currently, we have the National Cyber Security Strategy 2020, which is really appreciable because government has brought it out. But the structure has not really come up. I would appeal, since the Honorable Minister is here, to make this structure very robust, and then it would actually become very useful for the economic activity in this country. Thank you so much.
Shri V. Vijay Reddy.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Sir, this year marks 75 years of India's independence, sir. While these 75 years of India's independence signify the immense progress in the country, the reality remains that independent India has failed to ensure a meaningful upliftment of backward classes in the country. Even today, the long-standing aspirations of the backward classes to have equitable opportunities in all spheres of life remains unfulfilled. Sir, every citizen of this country is grateful to Baba Saheb Ambedkar for granting reservations in proportion of their population, and it is the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes who are all very happy today because of the reservations. They are treated on par with the other communities in this country, and the upliftment could be possible. But unfortunately, the backward classes in the country have been unjustifiably left out from the fold of the caste enumeration and proportionate reservation. They have also been denied reservations in the central, state legislatures as well as higher judiciary, sir. Sir, even though the backward classes constitute more than 50% of the Indian population, their reservation is still capped at approximately about 27% or so. Sir, just last month, the Supreme Court has held that the total reservations, the ceiling of total reservation of 50% is flexible, and the breaching of this ceiling would not violate the basic structure of the Constitution. Therefore, there is no legal hurdle as far as reservations to the backward classes in proportion if their population is concerned for the government to provide reservations to the backward class in proportion of their population, sir. Sir, the decades of gross injustice suffered by the backward classes cannot be undone, but however, remedial measures can be undertaken, but we can ensure a holistic upliftment of thorough proportional reservation. Sir, this is my sincere request to the government to take up the reservations for the backward classes in educational institutions, public employment, legislature, as well as higher judiciary. Thank you very much, sir.
Shri H.D. Devgoda. Shri H.D.
Sir.
H.D. Devgoda.
May I kindly sit and talk, sir?
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, regarding the drinking water in Karnataka is a major problem. I don't want to hurt the feelings of anybody in this house, but how Karnataka has been suffered for the drinking water, and we are fighting this battle. The things went on day to day. The water level is going down, and we have approached the union government, and we have also approached the Karnataka, the subsequent rulers. Sir, Mekedatu is one of the prime issue to construct the dam in our own area, not to encroach any area of the other states. Sir,
we are the affected party.
If anybody wants to speak, they can also speak. I can answer all those points which our other friends are going to speak. I will sit in this house and I know what is going on. Sir, one small area, Mekedatu, which is not encroached any other state's land, and in our own state we want to construct a small dam, and they are objecting. Sir, Karnataka is a deficient state, whether it is, there are so many issues pending in Government of India which we have demanded from Karnataka, whether it is Tungabhadra or Mahadayi or Karnataka, Old Mysore. Sir, today we are begging for the drinking water in 9 districts of old Mysore. Sir, let anybody question this. So I can make a request to your good self to see that the problem of Karnataka must be solved. That is my only request. I have come here to only see that the problem of Karnataka, whether it is Mahadayi or whether it is the...
Now 0 hour is over. Question hour, question number 31. Question number 31. No, we'll accommodate. Honorable Minister. Shri Sasmit Patra.
Chairman, sir, for this opportunity. Firstly, sir, I'd like to thank the Honorable Minister for the efforts made in terms of reducing the trade deficit between India and China in terms of the trade that's really happening. And as compared to 2013-14, as the Honorable Minister has mentioned, the trade deficit has come down in terms of the percentages, though absolute terms, it's still high. I would like to know from the Honorable Minister, sir, through you, what are the steps that the government is taking to reduce the trade deficit between India and China, and how the PLI measures and the schemes would really help in terms of reducing this trade deficit, and what is the expected forecasted trade deficit in the next few years? Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Honorable Chairman, sir, I think it's a very, very important question, but my esteemed colleague is possibly busy in other activities, so we don't have the privilege of having him here to ask me supplementary questions, but I'm grateful that Sasmitji has highlighted this issue. I'd just like to take a minute, sir, to give a little perspective. India-China trade, if one goes back 22 years, around 2000-2001, was barely $2 billion. Only $2 billion in 2000-2001, and that position continued until 2002-03, where it increased at best to about $5 billion. At that time, the trade deficit consistently was under just about $1 billion. So if I look at 2000-2001, $661 million. 1-2, $1 billion. 2-3 again reduced to $800 million. 3-4, $1 billion. And this was the general trend in Indo-China trade. I don't know what happened after that. It's a matter for debate and research. But suddenly, after 2003-04, the $1 billion trade deficit over the next 10 years increased to $36 billion. And the entire country, in a way, became a large marketplace, inviting substandard, opaquely priced, non-transparent, valued goods into the country in a big measure, because of which our imports increased from 4 billion in 3-4 to 51 billion in 13-14. And in a manner of speaking, we opened ourselves to a large number of dependencies on China, which we have suffered for the years as the economy grew, as the country prospered. We became so dependent on them that products which at one point were India's strength, for example, Honorable Chairman, sir, active pharmaceutical products, APIs, active pharmaceutical ingredients, which India had tremendous strengths on, we used to export to the world. We had plants in India which manufactured high quality APIs. Sadly, we gave up that entire industry to China and landed up in a situation that when I was discussing the RCEP, at the RCEP negotiations, and I was attacking the Chinese side, that why are you allowing such substandard goods and why are you allowing low price? We don't even have many times any idea how you can make goods at lower than the raw material costs in India. He says, but sir, Your industry is dependent on us. If I don't give you these 2 billion, 3 billion of APIs, your $10 billion pharma industry will collapse. And I actually realized that we have over 10, 12 years lost India's competitive strength in very critical areas. And therefore, sir, this government focused on the Make in India initiative, while of course with economic growth and prosperity, the demand for goods is increasing. And we do not have sufficient capacity as yet in India to meet this large demand for goods and services. A lot of capital good industry got killed in that 10-year period. And because of which today for a lot of capital goods, electronics goods, where we never promoted our industry, they all became dependent on Chinese imports. It is only the Modi government which recognized, the Modi government, sir, it's a very important subject. My honorable friend Jairamji appreciates the gravity of this subject, and I hope you are not holding a brief for somebody who's dumping goods into India. It's important that the country recognizes and realizes how we have become dependent on a country which has inimical interests, and how this government has, through a number of initiatives today, focused its attention on promoting Make in India. Sir, we have introduced production-linked incentive schemes where between semiconductors, where we are giving 76,000 crores, and 24 other sectors where we will be giving as Government of India 1.97 lakh crores as support to Indian industry. For the first time, such large measure of support at the central government level to promote domestic manufacturing, make our manufacturing competitive, and start reducing imports from China. And I'll just give one example, sir. Mobile phones. India used to import almost 100% of mobile phones, sir. We had only 2 plants doing mobile phones in this country. Thanks to the PLI scheme, today we have over 200 companies in the mobile phone ecosystem. And we are now not only producing for India, but we are a large exporter of mobile phones.
Shri Premchand Gupta.
श्रीमान जी, ये जो क्वेश्चन है, इसमें एक दूसरे के ऊपर ब्लेम करना इज नॉट द सॉल्यूशन. हमारा जो ट्रेड बैलेंस था सर चाइना के साथ 2004-05 में तकरीबन $1.5 बिलियन था, जो अब बढ़कर $115 बिलियन है, $115 बिलियन टोटल ट्रेड, एंड द trade deficit is $73 billion, highest for since last 20 years. In any case, I am not blaming sir. Sir, at one point of time, China के लिए पूरी दुनिया से लोग